Let me go back to your inbox for checking.
Jeff Ball is pouring through his records, trying to help Dateline crack an international identity theft ring. We're on the hunt for Wendy, the woman in these seductive photos who conned Jeff into shipping what turned out to be merchandise purchased with stolen credit cards, like an expensive home theater system, so big it cost more than $2,000 to ship, all the way to West Africa. We're on the trail of that home theater system because we think it might lead us to Wendy, down this dusty road in the tiny African nation of Benin. Benin, a former French colony, a hub back during the time of the slave trade, and today, increasingly, a hub for identity thieves.
Busy African markets like this is where some of the merchandise purchased with stolen American credit cards can show up. The identity thieves didn't pay a dime for the things they got, so even if they sell them cheap, they still make a huge profit.
It's not an easy or a safe place for American journalists to operate. We're not sure who we can trust, don't know if the criminals have corrupted any local officials. So we proceed with caution.
Which one is it?
I think it's this one over here.
Down this road, we find the address where Wendy told Jeff Ball to ship the home theater system. The home of a man named Mr. Chow.
Angelo Chow. Yeah, Chow lives there?
Yeah.
Do you know
A
him?
neighbor tells us Mr. Chow is at work.
He's working port.
Yeah, where? At the port?
Yes.
And what does he do at the port?
Some people come from Nigeria, come meet here to buy cars.
So he buys the cars and sells them in Nigeria?
Yes.
Do you think it's okay if we go back and ask?
Yes.
Yeah.
Apparently, Mr. Chow is involved in the import-export business. It certainly doesn't look like he's got a theater system at his home down this alley.
We were asking about a delivery, a big delivery, from DHL, the shipping company. It was a big home theater, television set.
Television fi sa o edo khwede we sa television o yaji. She said that she didn't know. People can come back in the evening
and talk
see
to
him by himself or talk to him.
Bonsoir.
So later that evening, we do come back, but Mr. Chow hasn't come home.
Yes.
Oh, Pascal, that's right. We talked earlier. Yeah. Is Mr. Chow around? Is he here?
No, it's not him. But I don't know when he will be back.
I get Mr. Chow's cell phone number.
Merci. Mr. Chow. Oui. My name is Chris, and I wanted to ask you about a package that DHL says was delivered to you in October. It was a home theater system. Did you receive that package?
Mr. Chow admits he did get it.
So you did actually receive the home theater system in October.
But he doesn't want to say where it went.
From when you received it, where did the home theater system go after it came to your house? I'm sorry, you did receive it? All right, thank you very much. Bye now. Well, he had to go.
By now it's clear we're going to have a tough time finding Wendy and the thieves by tracking down a package after it's been delivered. But we want to get as close to the thieves as we can. So we decide to follow a package from the very start.
I already boxed up the shoes and stuff.
Back in California, Vicky Bebo has been collecting packages for her online boyfriend, Paul. But now she realizes she's been scammed too. And like Jeff Ball, Vicky has agreed to work with us to track a shipment. Paul still thinks he has her on the hook, so he's asking her to send another shipment. He's ordered this Xbox from our online store, again with a stolen credit card. And in this instant message, he tells Vicky he wants it sent to that same small country in Africa, Benin.
238 state.
Well, put a dab of a hot glue.
Yeah,
To help follow the package, we install sophisticated tracking devices and hide them inside. A transmitter will send out a signal and we'll hear a beeping noise on this receiver whenever the package is nearby. On the outside, we mark the box with distinctive yellow stickers. Next, we take it to a DHL office near Vicky's home in California. 3 days later, the DHL website shows the package is in Africa. And remember, so are we. Our tracker locates the signal of our Xbox in the customs building at the airport. But a few hours later, the signal disappears, and the DHL website says our package has been picked up.
Okay, a little bit more. Slow down.
So we set off in search of our Xbox. First stop, the address where it was supposed to be delivered. Turns out it's a lawyer's office.
Looking for Monsieur Uso Emerson?
The receptionist says he doesn't have a clue what we're talking about, knows nothing about the package, doesn't even recognize the name.
No? So you don't know the name? And what about this address?
What's more, he says the shipping address seems to be phony, intentionally jumbled. Although the street name and number match this office, the zip code and town are all wrong. And when we double check at the local post office, they confirm the address isn't real. Next stop, DHL. Maybe they know where our Xbox went.
Bonjour. Morning, I'm trying to track a package that I had shipped.
The customer rep checks the computer and calls out to the airport where they confirm that package was picked up by the man it was addressed to.
Okay, so he's the one that picked it up at the airport?
Yes.
Okay, all right.
It wasn't what they put in the system. But I see that you are English people, so I think maybe you want to know more. That's why
No. I'm very appreciative, and I thank you very much.
Now we're more baffled than ever. So we ask the local police if they can help us find our package. They send an investigator to the airport, but he's told to come back later. At Benin's National Police Headquarters, the director admits these internet frauds are among his country's biggest problems.
This is a form of organized crime.
Andy says his country has fallen victim to criminals from the country next door, Nigeria, a well-known haven for identity thieves. But why would Nigerian criminals use another country as a drop point for stolen goods?
There's been so much publicity about rip-off schemes from Nigeria that many of the thieves have discovered it can sometimes be difficult to get people in the United States to ship there. So some of the thieves have come here, to Benin, a tiny West African country most people don't know anything about.
They use Benin because our country is a little weak. It's a small country, and we don't have great resources to investigate.
Authorities say most of the fraud originates in internet cafes like this one. We were able to get a rare look inside with Dateline's hidden cameras.
No, 1 hour.
In an email or instant message, a thief can hide behind a computer screen and pretend to be anyone, anywhere. Someone sitting here in Africa could even steal a picture off the internet and become Paul, or even Wendy. And while some of the people we see in this internet cafe may be perfectly honest, some even tourists, police say criminal rings conduct their business here, stealing from Americans half a world away. And that brings us back to our Xbox package with the tracker inside. Still no sign of it.
An official who's very sympathetic, and he's willing to help.
The police go back to the airport, and believe it or not, they're told our package has mysteriously been found, still inside customs, as if it had never left the building. That's odd. Remember, just yesterday, DHL told us it had been picked up.
And so he picked it up on the 5th?
Yes.
Great.
Yes.
Okay, so it was actually him.
Yes.
Fantastic.
So which story is true? To double check, we go to the airport and arrange to see the package ourselves. It looks like it's had a rough trip, but the tracker inside is still putting out a strong signal. Police sources tell us they think the thieves heard we were asking questions and decided the package must be hot. To avoid being caught, they apparently smuggled it back inside customs and left it. The criminals are trying to duck us, but we have another option to catch up with them, and it involves Jeff Ball, the man in New York, and Wendy, the thief who stole his money and his heart.
I must get home this weekend, okay? I really miss you.